100,000 people were screaming his name, until suddenly, they weren't. In the middle of the performance, at the exact moment everything was supposed to explode, Jungkook didn't move. The music kept pounding, the lights kept flashing, the crowd kept waiting, but he just stood there. Frozen. Breathing like something inside him had just cracked wide open. At first, no one understood. Was it part of the show? A dramatic pause? Another perfect, calculated moment? But then the silence started spreading, fast. One section stopped cheering. Then another. Until the noise of 100,000 voices collapsed into something uncomfortable, something heavy. Because this didn't look like acting. His eyes shifted. Not toward the cameras. Not toward the fans. Somewhere else. Somewhere distant. Like for a split second, he wasn't on that stage anymore. And that's when it happened. Someone noticed. Not the crowd. Not the cameras. Jimin. From across the stage, mid-performance, he turned, and everything changed in that instant. The choreography didn't matter anymore. The timing didn't matter. Because whatever Jungkook was holding in, it was slipping. And everyone felt it. No warning. No explanation. Just one moment that didn't belong on a stage this perfect. A moment that no one was supposed to see. But now, no one can unsee it. What really happened in those few seconds is something fans are still trying to understand. The beat kept going, but it felt wrong now. Too loud. Too forced. Like the music was trying to cover something it couldn't hide. Jungkook finally moved, but not in sync with the rhythm. A fraction late. A fraction too heavy. The kind of delay only people who were really watching would notice, and once you saw it, you couldn't unsee it. His smile came back, but it didn't reach his eyes. From the outside, it still looked flawless. The choreography snapped back into place, the transitions clean, the vocals steady enough to silence doubt. Anyone watching casually would think the moment had passed. But something lingered. Jimin stayed close. Not close enough to break formation. Not close enough to make it obvious. But close enough to react if something slipped again. Every step he took seemed calculated, his awareness split, half on the performance, half locked onto Jungkook like he was waiting for something to happen. And maybe he was right too. Because it happened again. Not as obvious this time. No full stop. No frozen silhouette under the lights. Just a flicker, a hesitation when Jungkook lifted the mic, a breath that came too sharp, too uneven. His hand trembled for a split second before he tightened his grip, forcing control back into his body. The cameras didn't miss it. They zoomed in. Too close. Now the giant screen showed everything. The shine in his eyes, the tension in his jaw, the way he swallowed like he was trying to push something down that refused to stay buried. The crowd reacted instantly. A wave of screams, louder than before, but different. Less excitement. More urgency. People weren't just cheering anymore. They were calling out to him, reaching for him in the only way they could. Stay strong. We're here. Don't fall. But the more they screamed, the more it felt like pressure. Like weight. And for a second, just a second, Jungkook closed his eyes. Too long. When he opened them again, something had changed. Not broken. Not completely. But shifted enough to feel real. Raw. Dangerously real. Jimin stepped in closer during the next transition, their shoulders almost brushing. It looked like choreography. It wasn't. His head tilted slightly, just enough to check, just enough to ask without words. Are you okay? Jungkook didn't answer. But he didn't have to. Because whatever was happening, he was fighting it. And he was losing. A final chorus hit, fireworks exploding above the stage, lights blinding, the kind of moment designed to feel larger than life. And yet, right at the center of it, something deeply human was unfolding. Quiet, fragile, and completely out of place. Jungkook pushed through. Every note. Every step. Every second. Not because it was perfect, but because stopping wasn't an option. And that's what made it worse. Because now the performance wasn't just a show. It was a mask. And everyone could see the cracks forming in real time. As the last note rang out, the crowd erupted, deafening, overwhelming, desperate to turn the moment back into something celebratory. Something safe. Jungkook bowed. Lower than usual. Longer than usual. When he stood up again, his smile returned. Controlled. Practiced. Almost convincing. Almost. He waved. Spoke briefly. Thanked the fans like nothing had happened. But his voice, just slightly, gave him away. One tiny break. One tiny shift. Enough. Jimin didn't leave his side. Not during the walk-off. Not during the final wave. Not even when the lights began.